Okay, welcome to another vocabulary lesson on idioms and phrasal verbs. This is lesson number 41 and we are using a book called Advanced Idioms and Phrasal Verbs by Ruth Gaines and Stuart Redman, and this is from chapter 52 in that book. And it's a good book. So this is a crime vocabulary lesson. I've got lots of lessons on crime vocabulary, and please do have a look at my vocabulary course for more of those. But first, he was of no fixed abode. So this is a common expression, and it's common in the formality of the court, you know, in the court system, in the legal system. They will often say something like David Nichols of no fixed abode. And what that means is David Nichols, homeless person. Yeah, if you are of no fixed abode, you are homeless. Now, of course, I do have a home, so I am not of no fixed abode. But another way of saying it in informal English is tramp. And in America, they say bum. We don't. We say bum for your backside, for your bottom. But tramp, we say for someone who's homeless. So of no fixed abode, it's very good for legal English. You know, you would certainly use it, you'd certainly hear it in the courts, you'd hear it in a police statement, something like that. So it's a legal expression, as are all of these expressions. So the police, they charge you with murder, or they charge you with theft, or they charge you with fraud, or they charge you with tax evasion, whatever it is. But there are some other things you could be charged with. So in the book, they talk about a man of no fixed abode, a homeless man who was drunk and he got in a fight. And they said that he was charged with a breach of the peace. This is a very common minor crime, but this is a formal way of saying disturbing the peace. And you can say that he was charged with disturbing the peace. It just means causing a fuss, you know, creating some kind of scandal in society that people did not like. And so very often it means causing a fight, you know, it means some kind of assault, because that's the formal way of saying that somebody started a fight. But yeah, if you are charged with a breach of the peace, disturbing the peace, maybe being drunk and disorderly, notice the binomials that you very often see, even in legal English, yeah, drunk and disorderly. And so you could be charged with being drunk and disorderly, certainly, because that's a crime. You know, being drunk and disturbing the peace is a crime, you know, disturbing people, annoying people. And you can also, of course, be charged with assault. It means that you hit somebody, you attacked somebody, and so you assaulted somebody. Now, of course, the suspect, or the person who has been arrested, the person who has been charged with a crime, they might, under oath, flatly deny that they had anything to do with the crime. They might categorically deny that they were involved. So do remember these adverb collocations with deny. Categorically deny, flatly deny. It means completely, you know, deny strongly, forcefully. But these two work better, in my opinion, than strongly, forcefully. You don't often hear he strongly did. No, that's rubbish, in fact. And he forcefully denied, no. But he flatly denied, he categorically denied. And if you do something under oath, that means that you have sworn to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, yeah? You have sworn, you have promised. To swear, to promise, is to, you know, create some kind of oath. An oath is a promise. And so when you do something under oath, you have promised that you are telling the truth. That's the idea. And this is a formal expression for saying promise, usually to the police or usually to the authorities. You do something under oath. And when you speak in court, yes, you have to put your hand up and promise to tell the truth. Yeah, and that is your oath. And so anytime you talk in court, you are talking under oath, certainly, because they make you say that at the beginning, especially if it's a serious court case. Okay, and of course, the person flatly denies, the possible criminal, potential criminal, flatly denies involvement in the crime when they are being interrogated by the police. So remember this word, to interrogate somebody means to question somebody, but it's it's used especially for the police. When the police question you, nearly always say interrogation. They question you in the interrogation room, for example. And so this verb is very often used for when police question a suspect. And the suspect might readily admit their guilt. They might say, yes, it was me. You know, they might not flatly deny anything. They might say, yes, it was me. You have caught me. You know, I am utterly responsible for this. I am totally culpable, liable. And do remember these other words which mean guilty: liable, culpable. This is why we say culprit. Yeah, culprit's the man who is guilty. Perpetrator is another one. So they may readily admit their guilt, their culpability, or they may reluctantly admit their guilt. And if you do something reluctantly, this means unwillingly. And that would work as well. He unwillingly confessed to the crime. Yeah, but it means unwillingly, reluctantly. It means you didn't want to, but you did it. And also you could say he tacitly admitted his guilt. When you do something tacitly, you do it indirectly. Not directly, but indirectly. So this means he indirectly admitted his guilt. So please be aware of these other adverbs that you can certainly use with admit or confess to. You know, he tacitly confessed to murder. And that would mean he indirectly confessed to it. Not directly, but indirectly. Okay, when the police interrogate the suspect, they'll very often say on the night in question or on the day in question. And it means on the night when the crime happened, or on the day when the crime happened, on the day or the night which we are really interested in. And you can even say the man in question, meaning the man that we are talking about, the man that we are discussing, the man that is important. So probably the culprit. Yeah, the man in question is probably the prime suspect or something like that. Okay, and if you are the prime suspect in a murder, you will certainly need to provide the police with a bulletproof alibi or a cast iron alibi. And this is some kind of story or some kind of evidence that shows that on the night in question, you were somewhere else. You were not at the scene of the crime. And please remember, the scene of the crime or the crime scene. You see both nowadays, but the scene of the crime. So an alibi shows that you were not at the scene of the crime on the night in question. So make sure you've got one of those if you do kill somebody. Now, if you are under the influence of alcohol, you have had too much to drink, right? And we do say under the influence of drugs, under the influence of alcohol, under the influence of